For sale by owner, Redfin, or Zillow Instant Offers. Thinking about saving some money? Watch this first. FSBO, or Redfin or Zillow. If you're not in the real estate world, you might not know what FSBO means, and that's okay. FSBO is an acronym meaning for sale by owner, and it obviously means when an owner sells their home without an agent representing them. There are pros and cons to this strategy, so let me explain some of them in a completely unbiased way. Just the facts from here on out. Let's start with the pros. The first and the most obvious pro is the cost savings. When selling a home with an agent, you can typically expect to pay like 5 to 6% in commissions, 3% to the listing agent and 3% to the buying agent. But when you sell for sale by owner, you'll only be responsible for the buyer's agent side. And assuming you're selling to someone who is represented by an agent. This can significantly reduce what you owe in commission come closing time. Another pro is that you'll have complete control over the sale. Essentially, the buck stops with you. You have total control over the listing price, what improvements you'll make, and who to show it to. Now, to be honest, for pros, that's a pretty short list. Most sellers just want to save money, when they're selling their home. I get it. The fact that they have to control every aspect of the process can be seen as a bonus in the beginning, but not so much, once the process unfolds. So let's talk about the cons. The first and the most obvious con is lack of pricing strategy. Because public access to market data is limited. Homeowners have no clear way of knowing which homes are or aren't selling. And because closing, prices aren't required to be public or publicly disclosed, you don't get that precise, price. If you underprice your home, you could be losing money. It won't make up for the commissions that you would have paid to a real estate agent. If you overprice, it just won't sell. Another con is the lack of real estate knowledge in any given real estate transaction. There are upwards to 200 plus steps in the process. And all along the way, there are legal terms, acronyms, and other types of jargon can be very overwhelming, especially for inexperienced sellers. Escrow, contingencies, titles, you got to know it all. And if you miss an important step or forget to sign a legal document, it can cost you thousands. And it could even come back to haunt you years from now. The most concerning con is not knowing what buyers are coming in your house. Are they even qualified? And finally, my last con on this list is the complete control you'll have. I know I listed it as a pro earlier, but most sellers, they really realize quickly that that's actually a con after they start. You can be responsible for every single step of the process, and it takes a serious amount of time. Most people come to realize that the list of to-dos is dizzyingly long, and it can almost feel like a full-time job. Once you get into it, of course. And that's because it is. Real estate transactions deal with huge sums of money and can often be messy and complicated. I've been doing real estate now for 8 years, and I can promise you that selling your house is indeed a full-time job. If you're up to the task, great. I also promise you that you will leave money on the table. If you would like some help, message me here and let's chat about your home's value. No pressure.